In 2020, Mr. Beast introduced a challenge unlike any other, the locked box of secrets. Participants were locked in custom-made, isolated rooms with only a box containing cryptic clues. The goal was simple: solve the clues, unlock the box, and escape. The reward? A staggering $1 million. Among the contestants was Matt, a 21-year-old college dropout desperate for a chance to turn his life around. When the challenge began, Matt was placed in a dark, concrete room. The box in front of him had intricate carvings and a small timer ticking down from 24 hours. The first few hours were easy. The clues involved riddles, physical puzzles, and hidden compartments in the walls. But as the night wore on, the challenges grew harder and darker. One clue required Matt to unscramble letters on the wall, but the letters only appeared when he smeared his hands with a strange red liquid provided in the box. Matt hesitated. Was it safe? But the timer kept ticking, and he pushed forward. By the 18th hour, Matt began hearing whispers. At first, he thought it was exhaustion, but the whispers grew louder, circling him in the room. The box now emitted a low hum, almost as if it were alive. As Matt reached the final clue, the room's lights began to flicker. The clue was written in an unfamiliar language, and the only way to solve it was to use a key hidden in a small hole in the wall. Matt reached in, and felt something move. A sharp pain shot through his hand as he pulled out the key, along with a small cut. The whispers turned to laughter, and the box opened. Inside was the final message: the money is yours, but at what cost? Matt escaped with just 30 seconds to spare, but he never shared what happened in the room. He accepted the money but vanished from public view. Rumors circulated that the challenge had a psychological element designed to test the limits of human fear. In 2021, Mr. Beast announced a new challenge: survive the haunted island. The premise was thrilling. 10 contestants would be dropped on an uninhabited island rumored to be cursed, and the last one standing would win $500,000. Among the contestants was Rachel, a 29-year-old adventurer with a passion for survival games. The challenge began with excitement as participants explored the island, setting up shelters and forming alliances. But as the sun set, the atmosphere changed. Rachel's first night was uneventful, but others weren't so lucky. One contestant claimed to have seen a shadowy figure watching them from the trees. Another woke up screaming, saying something had tugged at his feet. On the second night, Rachel decided to explore the island's interior. She stumbled upon an old, dilapidated cabin with carvings on the walls. The carvings depicted strange symbols and scenes of people fleeing from an unseen force. Inside the cabin, Rachel found a diary belonging to a man named Elias, who had once lived on the island. The entries were chilling. The spirits grow restless. They demand a sacrifice. That night, Rachel couldn't sleep. Whispers echoed through the jungle, and she felt the distinct sensation of being watched. One by one, contestants began quitting the challenge, terrified of the island's eerie presence. By the fourth day, only Rachel and 2 others remained. The final test required them to spend the night in separate locations known for paranormal activity. Rachel chose the cabin. At midnight, the doors slammed shut, and the temperature plummeted. Shadows danced on the walls, and Rachel felt a cold hand brush against her shoulder. She screamed but held her ground, determined to win. When morning came, she was the only one left. She won the challenge, but the experience haunted her. She donated the prize money to charity and refused to talk about the challenge again. In 2022, Mr. Beast unveiled the Tunnel of Terror, a challenge designed to test the limits of courage and endurance. Contestants had to navigate a series of underground tunnels filled with obstacles, surprises, and their deepest fears. The prize? $750,000. Among the contestants was David, a 35-year-old firefighter who prided himself on his bravery. The challenge began with a descent into the tunnels, which were dark, damp, and suffocatingly narrow. Each contestant was given a flashlight and a map, but the rest was up to them. The first section of the tunnel was easy, with minor obstacles like crawling through tight spaces and avoiding water-filled pits. But as David progressed, the challenges grew more sinister. In one chamber, David encountered mannequins arranged in lifelike poses. Their glassy eyes seemed to follow him as he moved. One mannequin was holding a note, "Face your fear or turn back." The next chamber was filled with a low, mechanical hum. As David stepped inside, the walls began to close in. He sprinted to the exit, barely making it through. By the fourth hour, David reached the heart of the tunnel. The air was thick, and his flashlight began to flicker. The map now showed a skull symbol with the words, "Choose wisely." David faced 3 doors, each marked with a different symbol: fire, water, and darkness. He chose the door of darkness, relying on his instinct. Inside, the tunnel was pitch black, and David felt his courage falter. Suddenly, a loud screech echoed, and something brushed against his arm. He froze, his heartbeat deafening in the silence. Finally, he saw a faint light and ran toward it, emerging at the tunnel's end. He was the first to finish, but he later admitted the challenge was the most harrowing experience of his life. These stories reveal the intense, often unpredictable nature of Mr. Beast's challenges. While the rewards are life-changing, the experiences leave an indelible mark on the participants. In the pursuit of glory and fortune, the contestants discover not just the limits of their courage, but also the hidden truths about fear, humanity, and the strength to endure.